My name is Habtom. I'm an Eritrean asylum seeker.
Habtom?
Habtom Mehari. I'm Eritrean asylum seeker here in Israel.
How long you're here?
I'm here more than 6 years.
Okay. And what do you feel about this tragedy?
I feel very sad. I feel very extraordinarily, very sad, very deeply touched.
Yeah.
This is the worst tragedy ever. And then the media also say that it is the worst tragedy after the Second World War.
Wow.
So it is really, we have in 2010, 480 people perished in the same sea, and today more than 350 Eritreans perished in the same sea. And we came here today to
commemorate them.
To mourn and to express our deepest condolences, sympathy and prayers to the families of the victims of the Lampedusa tragedy.
Yeah, and I understand that people here are, some of the people here has relatives here?
Yeah, some of the people here have relatives, and maybe I have, maybe also they could be my relatives, extended relatives. And
yeah, naturally there are no lists of names because people were escaping the country, no?
There are families, there are families of close families of to some of the people in here.
Yeah.
And it's really a tragedy, and I didn't sleep when I heard one of the survivors say that a mother of 3 children, when her 3 children just immersed to the sea, and she said, "I just lost you." And then after a while, she then gets into she followed them, and then it was very sad. It was very touching, and I can't. It is a very difficult moment for the people and for the families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw that there was just an hour ago there was a religious ceremony here held in the memory of those people, right?
Yeah. This is because the government of Eritrea denied for 9 days to acknowledge the deeds of these 350 Eritreans, and it only acknowledged after 9 days by the pressure of the media, and the people already started to mourn in the country.
Yeah.
And yesterday, the rescuers in Italy said all of them, except two Tunisian nationalists who were the captains of the ship.
Yeah.
They were all Eritreans, 500 of them. And today it is the people that they agreed to do this mourning, and it's really good that we came together in solidarity to remember and to give sympathy and our condolences to the families of the victims.
Yeah. And I can imagine that people here are also identifying with those people, because in a way it could have been them. I mean, those people escaped from Eritrea because of the situation there, because of the dictatorship, and looked for a better possibility to live safe. And in a way, I mean, you're lucky to be here, but it could have been you. I'm sorry that I'm saying that.
For sure, it could have been me. It could have been any of these people here in this country, and also any of the people who are in Europe, in America, whatever. Because we passed shoot-to-kill order from our country to Ethiopia or to the neighboring countries,
yeah.
And then all the way to in the deserts, and you know how many people perished in the deserts of Sinai, the deserts of Libya, and people in the Mediterranean Sea, and people in prison within the country, and also people who got shot when crossing the country.
Yeah.
So it could have been me, and that's why I'm very touched, and I'm very extremely sad about this situation, and extremely sad that the country, the Eritrean government, didn't even say a national mourning day.
Yeah.
And they didn't even, and the president was talking hours and hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, addressing nonsense things, and even didn't give any word about the situation where 350 people died in a moment in the Mediterranean Sea. This is the biggest tragedy of the country. And it's very shame that the government is not addressing this. The president and the president should not stay a single day in power if he doesn't care about the country, about the people.
And could you maybe say, I mean, I'm not sure that all of the audiences are aware of what is the situation in Eritrea that makes people escape and risk their life to go out of there?
Look, people are oppressed, tortured. It's unlimited national service. You don't know how far you're going to last the national service, 20 years, 15 years. You can't even, today the government can put you in prison for unlimited period of time if you even think if you even think, they say that you think to leave the country.
Yeah.
You think to criticize the country for thinking.
Wow.
Because nobody knows that you think this or not.
Yeah.
Only God knows about it. But you can end up being in prison for an unknown period of time without visiting no family for just thinking.
Yeah.
And
Quite amazing.
you know, this is an endless national service. Arbitrary detention, the intelligence services or the secret services can take you and put you in prison. They can forget you, and that until your family founds you and found that man and gets you, you will end up in prison. And the torture in a very hot what is this called, containers in the deserts. So it is really a problem. Really, the root problem really is the government, the dictatorship in Eritrea, brutal government. I can't compare it to any government in the past, any government at present. This is really a very brutal dictatorship, and this is the root cause of the Eritrean exodus.
Yeah, and I want to ask you, I mean, I guess it's a hard question, but once you get out of Eritrea, from your own experience, what is it like to be an asylum seeker? I mean, the everyday experience. What does it mean for a person to be an asylum seeker?
Look, when we got independence, we didn't have any idea of getting out of the country. I finished my first degree in Eritrea in statistics, and I was looking to work to do something for the people and for the country, and also to work myself in the country. But then all of a sudden, everything changed. The dictatorship came to existence, and I left the country. And it's really, really bad to be an asylum seeker. It's you're not like treated like a human being. When you go to Ethiopia, the same thing. When you go to Sudan, you know, in Sudan, everybody, people even from the refugee camp are kidnapping and bringing them to Sinai to sell their organs and to torture them for ransom. And even in Israel, you've been discriminated. You've been, you know, treated like not as a human being because
people call you infiltrators.
People call you infiltrators. People call you all kinds of things, and you know they can also, you know, we see all the day people lives in fear in the streets of South Tel Aviv. You know, people, you know, so to be an asylum seeker.
People are being used. I mean, people are taking advantage of asylum seekers because officially they're not allowed to work, and then, you know, they let you work, but then they take advantage of you and pay very little, and the situation is really insecure. No,
you're not allowed to work, and let's say the court is okay, allowed you to work, and the employers are taking you off it.
Yeah.
And you know, you see even officials openly saying a lot of bad things to the asylum seekers.
Yeah, I remember the
cancers to the society. Right. You know, they came to destroy our country. They came to destroy the democratic character of the country. Whereas the people who are destroying the democratic character of the country are those who are burning the houses of the asylum seekers, those who are kicking the asylum seekers in the streets. So it is really a bad situation. It's really bad to be asylum seeker. It's really, really bad to be asylum seeker at this moment.
Yeah.
It's what?
And maybe at last, do you have any message to the people who watch us? I mean, you know, people who are not asylum seekers but are watching us.
Yeah, to the international community. You know, the root cause of this exodus, these people coming all the way to South Sinai, getting themselves died in the Sinai, in the deserts, and immersing in Mediterranean Sea. The root cause is the government, the dictatorship, and I would tell them to really see the root cause of the solution and to cooperate with the Eritrean people to, you know, to get rid of the government and people to people who are already there to stay there, and the people who are outside of the country to get returned back home. And I would like to thank to the Italian government for declaring a national mourning day, and also for really taking care of rescuing the people, collecting the dead body, and also for the international media for covering it as it should be. Yeah. Although Israeli media didn't cover it as it should be when the crisis really started.
Yeah. And I must tell you, for, you know, at the end of this interview, that it's quite amazing. I mean, this gathering today, there's a lot of power of this community. I mean, it's a presentation, a very nice presentation of the power of this community here, that people may grasp as a weak population, but you see, in such a moment, they're not weak. I mean, they're really strong, and it's quite amazing what you did today.
Yeah, the people are not weak, but they are deliberately made to not trust each other.
Yeah.
There's a big distrust within the community. This is because of the extended hand of the government,
That's
even
right.
to here.
Yeah.
The council is here, and the main function of the council is not to do consulate things, but to divide the sense of fear and mistrust within the community, so
That's
that the
right.
community will not unite together and get rid of the government. And this is really sad, but I'm very happy and I'm very hopeful that these things could, this gathering could do something, and
Yeah.
these things could unite us. The deaths of our sisters and brothers could unite us, and to avoid another such kind of risks. Even a lot of people, about between 5,000 to 7,000 people already died in Sinai because of the torture and all these things, and also more than 8 people perishing in the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
So it's really bad moment for the country and for the people, and I hope this moment will unite us to think together and to work together for the changes that we need.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this interview, man.
You're welcome. Thank you for
Thank you.
having me.
Yeah. Thanks. Wow, it was a hard one.